Authenticity. We love it when others are authentic, and sometimes we're reluctant to be authentic ourselves. So, what gives? That's what I want to talk about today. Not so much why. I think we all know why we're afraid, or we had some experience from our families, usually, or our community, where we showed up as ourselves and it didn't go well. So everybody has a certain degree of trauma. Some of us have more of it, but very few of us were encouraged everywhere to be ourselves. So even if we had a great home situation and we were stars, like a friend of mine was Annie. Can you imagine how talented she had to be chosen as Annie as a child? And yet and on Broadway, and can, we're at school, she was demonized and, treated badly, bullied, because of her talent. So in this world, I've come to think, there's no way to escape the ups and the downs. That's part of the outer life. But today, I am curious. I would like to know if this one thing that I came across from two different avenues and I put together in my way, in my own way, to see if it couldn't help all of us. And so here goes. For those of us who've had trouble finding our voice and hide behind people pleaser, meaning we're going to be careful, we're going to be attractive, we're going to be kind, we're going to be nice, and then less people will pounce on us, right? That is probably the most popular mask. And when I refer to masks, I would like to give credit to my colleague, my mentor, my friend, Tracy Goodwin, who does voice masks. And you can find her on TEDx. You can find her all over with Captivate the Room. She talks about what are the masks that keep us from our authenticity. Anyway, why authenticity? We long for it, and everyone else does too. So, like I said in the beginning, we love it when we receive it. We're uncomfortable when we don't. And then we lack the courage or the know-how to actually express ourselves fully. And when we find a mask, let it go. We believe the masks keep us safe. Our minds repeatedly tell us to be careful. And our mind is our friend. Our amygdala tries to keep us safe. That's its job. So when you wish to be courageous, within 4.6 seconds, you will get the message. Not a good idea. Don't do it. So here's what I would be really curious if you would write to me and say, what if, or I wonder. And that would mean to me that you tried this out. So here's the experiment. If you have not been, let's say, excelled in using your voice, and in our Glimpses class recently, we had a role play where one person was very clear about what the boundaries were. Please don't call me after 8 o'clock. And the invitation was said with the implication, I really love to talk to you, but after 8 o'clock, it doesn't work because I go to sleep early. And the person in the role play first went to, oh my God, I've done something wrong. I've been calling her at 9 and 10 o'clock. But she let go that story. And it was easy to do in a role play because she hadn't really called me. But had she stayed with oh my God, I made a mistake. Oh my God, maybe I upset her. Oh my God, maybe she's mad. And then the story goes from the two of us back to all that your family and your community and the outer world told you, how you were too big, too small, too this, too that, be quiet, be nice. Wrong, basically wrong, not good enough. We all got it in one way or another. So because she dropped the story of, oh God, she made a mistake. She said, wow. I said, how do you feel with what I said? And she said, I feel so connected to you. I was the person doing the role play of please don't call after 8. She said, I find your boundaries such a relief. Now I know when to call. Wow, it's so much easier. And she called this people pleaser defense being the nice person, the spiritually sweet one, the one who's kind, the one who's a helper, the one who's nice. But she saw how nice it was to be that clear. And when she tried to reverse it and say that she was the one that didn't appreciate calls after 8 o'clock, it felt really hard. So can you imagine for a moment, now you'll see what the exercise is, when someone else helped me to see that, yeah, you know what you feel, but it's hard to use your voice. Now, what if you said, what if you called me before 8? Would that work for you? What if? Isn't that a kinder, easier way? You're still saying the same authentic boundary, but you're trying it out, even allowing that you're not sure. What if you're collaborating? And the other expression, instead of what if or mingled with what is I wonder. Now, maybe you're not a people pleaser. And by the way, this comes from the Quakers, this I wonder and what if. If you have another kind of mask and you're always really sure of yourself as either the professional, meaning, do you remember Walter Cronkite, the newscaster? He was very professional. And you didn't, it was lovely. We loved that about him, but you didn't know who Walter Cronkite was even at the time or later, because that was the professional voice. Now we ask more of our people, and journalists reveal pretty much what their opinion is in a certain kind of way in their voice, and we demand that of them. We demand to know who people are. Why? Because we're so hungry for authenticity and connection, and it's has gotten to be a crisis level where people feel disconnected. And surprisingly, the people who feel the most disconnected, shown by research, are older people and the younger people, not children, people in their 20s and 30s, and the seniors. Maybe the others are too busy earning a living. I don't know. So let's say you're the professional voice, meaning the mask of hiding behind that lovely, confident, know it voice. One that's very similar is the convincer. And I have to say, it's been revealed to me that I have used that, and I didn't know I was, but it makes sense. Feeling a lot of unworthiness as an obese child and being bullied and not fitting in. Once I got a career and knew my stuff, it was valuable in a certain way. It made therapy clients feel very comfortable because that wasn't as much a two-way street. I held the container, gave them the goods, connected to their hearts, but I didn't need to reveal a lot about myself. That was not part of the role. So that probably got exacerbated. But now I really desire to invite people in more, to really feel like they can participate. And that's why I'm inviting you to try out in your life, no matter whether you have a voice and you've been told maybe your voice is too strong, or you're fearful and if you're very fearful, you probably end up with a people pleaser voice, meaning you don't want to rock any situations. You want it to go well. So this is exciting for me, because what if we all tried this and see not how does your voice sound, because you won't know, but how are the connections going? And does it help to find your voice if you're asking these two phrases, like taking your statement, like basically, could you call before 8, and putting it, I wonder how that would be if you were able to bring the dessert tonight. Let's say maybe you don't want to make dessert, and it's you've invited people over and you're reluctant to ask. If you try to find your voice by saying, I wonder, there are a lot of people who react negatively to being told directly, would you please bring dessert tonight? There are some people who are sensitive because of their backgrounds when someone tells them what to do. So if you said, would it work for you? What if you brought dessert tonight? How would that be? Try it out. I'm going to try it out when I can remember to do it. And right now, how do you like the results of my inviting you to be in this experiment and say, what if, or I wonder? Does it feel good to you to be respected enough that I'm interested in your opinion and how it works? Write me, please, if you're interested in participating.